This is Professor L.B. Gayakod's English Literature Wave. I am myself Professor L.B. Gayakawad, who is talking now on the topic dialogue, the part second. This is our second lecture in which we will see about W.H. Hudson. As per W.H. Hudson, the critic, literary critic, this W.H. Hudson says that dialogue should be an organic element. Means according to W.H. Hudson, every writer should write the dialogues in the mouth of his characters which should have the particular organic element. Means there should be the unity of the character and the dialogue. If the character is social, the dialogue should be suitable for the social discussion. If the character is patriotic character, then the dialogue should be in the sense of patriotism. In this way, the dialogue should be an organic element. Organic element means there should be the unity of the character and the dialogue. Means the dialogue and the character should be integral, should be united with each other. The character and the dialogue should be one. There should not be disunity between them, and this is called the dialogue should be an organic element. It shouldn't imbalance the novel. Now see, if the dialogue is not suitable to the character, what happens? The dialogue imbalances the novel. Means the novel becomes imbalanced. So that novel should not be imbalanced. That's why the writer should write the dialogues in the mouth of the characters very organic. And that's why the dialogue should not be imbalancing the novel. Means the novel should be always in balance, or the novel always should be with balance. Means the character should be balanced, the dialogue should be balanced. In this way, the novel should not be without the balance. Balance means what? The novel should be digestive for the readers. Means the readers should understand the story of the novel. It should be the integral part of the novel. Means the dialogue, according to W.H. Hudson, is the integral part of the novel. Now, integral part of the novel means what? The essential part of the novel. Means the novel cannot be without the dialogue. The novel is meaningless without the dialogue, and that is called the integral part of the novel. If we break the dialogue from the novel becomes zero. The novel becomes meaningless. That is called the integral part of the novel. And so, according to W.H. Hudson, the dialogue should be the integral part of the novel. It should only progress the movement of the story. Means that dialogue should be so impressive, should be so connective with the character that the dialogue should progress the movement of the story. Because the story is important there. The plot is important there. Plot means story, story means plot. So that plot is very important there. The story is very important there, and that's why the dialogue should only progress the movement of the story. Means that movement means that running means that total story should run so easily, so beautifully, that the people should understand it very easily, and that's why the dialogue should progress only the movement of the story, the plot and the characters. Because if the dialogues are impressive, then the characters will be impressive, and if the dialogues are impressive, the plot will be impressive, and if the dialogues are impressive, the story will be impressive. And that's why here the literary critic W.H. Hudson says that the dialogue should only progress the movement of the story, plot and characters. The language of the dialogue should be suitable only to the character's personality. Now, it is very important that the personality of the character is very important there. So, if that character has no personality, then there will be no impression of the writer and nobody will read that novel, and that's why the personality of the character is very important. So, W.S. Hudson says that the dialogue means language. Without good language, the dialogue will not be a good dialogue, and that's why the language of the dialogue should be suitable. If the language of the dialogue is not suitable, if the character is patriotic and the dialogue is not patriotic, means the writer has not written that dialogue on the basis of the patriotism, and then that will not be the real or suitable dialogue, and that language also will not be the suitable language. And that's why here W.S. Hudson says that the language of the dialogues should be suitable only to the character's personality. If the character's personality is a center, then the dialogue or the language of the dialogue should be religious, because the saint is always religious, always spiritual. And if the saint is spiritual and religious, and if the language of the dialogue will not be spiritual or it will be suppose political, then there will be the blame on the head of that saint, because people will say that, oh, that saint is a political person, and that will be the insult of the saint. And that's why the language of the dialogue should be suitable only to the character's personality. Now, the next point is that the setting of the novel. When we discuss about the dialogue, then the setting of the novel comes before us, means the setting of the novel is very important. Without the setting, the novel is meaningless. If the beautiful setting is there, the novel will be beautiful, and if the setting is not beautiful, so that novel will not be beautiful. And so now we will see about the setting of the novel. So when we discuss about the setting of the novel, then the setting of the novel controls the time and place in the plot and action. Now my point is that if the novel is there, if the story is there, in that story the plot is important. What is plot? Plot means the particular map, the particular chart. Suppose I will say the marriage of Mohan. So the marriage of Mohan is the plot, and when the writer will imagine and he will construct the story on the marriage of Mohan, he will then connect some episodes with episodes, that will be the story, and in this way that will happen the story. But actually the plot is small, the plot is a reason, or the plot is why, means that plot is the basic plot, and that's why the plot is very important. And action is very important. So action means the actions of the characters. If there are the characters, so there is the action, and without action there is no character. So it is very clear that the setting of the novel controls the time. Time means duration. If the writer is not making the best setting of the novel, then what happens? that novel takes the more time. And when that novel takes the more time, then people become bored of reading that novel and people do not read that novel. People say, oh, this novel is not a classical novel. This novel is not a beautiful novel. In this way, there are the remarks of the readers or people, and that's why the setting of the novel should be beautiful. And if the setting of the novel is beautiful, then the setting of the novel controls the time and place. The place also should be selected. The writer should select the place very nicely, and then the with the place or with the setting, the writer should select the dialogues very nicely, and that's why then there will be the controlling of the time and place in the plot and action. It shows the manners. Now, if there is the beautiful setting, so this setting, now the setting depends on the dialogues. If the setting is rural, the dialogues will be rural, the characters will be rural, the time will be rural, and the action will be rural. And therefore, here the critical comment is that it shows, means the setting of the novel shows the manners. Manners means the behaviors of the characters, the culture of the characters, the lifestyle of the characters, means how the characters behave, how the characters talk with each other, and or how the characters have different type of cultures and civilizations. That is called manners, cultures. And the setting of the novel shows the manners, customs, and ways of life. Ways of life means how they live life. What is the lifestyle of the characters? That is the ways of life. Customs means suppose they celebrate some festivals. That is called customs. So customs and ways of life of characters. It means that it shows the manners, customs, and ways of life of characters. It tells means the setting tells. What the setting tells about the natural background and environment. Means the novelist, the writer should select the setting which will be natural and which will be environmental. Means the environment or the background of the setting or of the novel should be suitable to the characters. And if that background or if that environment is suitable for the characters, it means that that atmosphere, that environment or that background is suitable for people in the society, and that's why the people will read or the people will like that novel very much. And that's why here it is said that the setting of the novel shows or tells about the natural background and environment. It means that the writer should take there the natural background and the natural environment. This background or this environment is shown by the writer for readers or people's understanding. Just we saw that the people, the readers are very important, because the success of the writer's novel depends on the readers or people, and that's why here this background is shown by the writer for readers or people's understanding. It means every writer is very clever in writing his novel or his story, and what he does about the background, that he selects the background which in the same way that the background will be accepted by the readers or by the peoples in the society. and the readers or the people will understand that background very clearly. If that background, if that environment is vague, is difficult, or is not suitable for the life of the people, so the people will not understand that environment or that setting or that background, and so people will not like that novel, and so that's why that novel will be unsuccessful novel. And that's why every writer selects the background or environment or setting for the understanding of the people or the readers. In the drama, the setting is shown on the stage only, because there are the limitations to the drama, because when the writers selects his background or selects his setting, his setting is only the stage, because always the drama is shown, the drama is dramatized, or the drama is presented only on the stage. And that's why in the drama the setting is shown on the stage only, because the drama is not shown anywhere, it is shown only on the stage. And that's why in the drama the setting is shown on the stage only. So what is the setting on the stage? So there are some tables, chairs, there are some lights, there are some cameras, there are some pictures, there are some tube lights, or there are some things, rather some articles are there, there is one calendar or two calendars are there for showing the dates or time. Such a setting is there on the stage made by the writer in the drama. That is the point here. In the novel, it is easy. The point is that when the writer writes the novel, the setting of the novel is very easy. It means that the writer can show the setting differently, because the dramatist in the drama shows only the stage as the setting, but the novelist shows the setting as easy to show, because he can show the setting as rivers, he can show the setting as mountains, he can show the setting as railway. Means he can show differently the setting, and he can write his novel well. So how will be the setting of the novel? So it is nature. So the setting of the novel will be nature. So it is nature. Nature means now all the background of the nature, rivers, mountains, birds, railways, main. So all these factors, all these objects will come there, and that's why the setting of the novel is nature, mountains, rivers, trees, railways, etc. It means that the setting of the novel is very easy to show, but the setting of the drama is very difficult, because the drama is always shown, presented, or displayed, I will say, on the stage only, and that's why the setting of the drama is difficult to create in comparison with the setting of the novel. The dialogue and the setting have given us the novels on sea life, military life, historical life, industrial life, artistic life, and racial life. So now this setting, this dialogue of the novel has given us the different type of novels or different types of novels. I will say here that the dialogue and the setting, if the dialogues are beautiful, if the setting is very beautiful, then this dialogue and setting have given us, means there are many novels which have been given by this dialogue or by this setting, because that setting is very fantastic, attractive and very impressive setting. The dialogues are also suitable to the characters, and that's why the dialogue and the setting have given us the novels on sea life. Sea life means all the characters are there working near the sea or on the water of the sea or in the water of the sea. They are working, and that's why that is the life called the sea life. Military life means we will see that there are many novels, various novels are there on the life of the military. Military life means army, means soldiers are there, and those novels are on the life of the soldiers, on the life of the armies, or on the life of the military, and that's why those novels are called the military life novels. Then historical life. Historical life means there are many novels have been written by the writers on the history, and that is called the historical life. Means some novels are written on the life of the kings, on the life of the emperors, and that's why there are the historical novels. I will give here the example of Shakespeare's drama Julius and Caesar. This drama is the historical drama, and that's why here we will say that this drama is historical drama. But here in this point we are discussing on the novels, and so the novels are written on the life of the kings, and that's why that is the historical novels, and that is the historical life. Then industrial life. Industrial life means what? There are the industries, means there is a industry, then there are some characters, they are working in the industry, there are some problems, they are very poor, and they are making the strike for their right, for their but that industry owner is not giving them those rights, and that's why there is a movement. So such type of industrial life novels are also there in the literature of our English. Then artistic novels. Suppose there are some novels on the life of the painters, there are some stories on the life of the painters, artists, and that's why those novels and those stories have the artistic life. And racial life. This is today's very important point. Racial means now the writer says that there are many races, and they have shown the crisis or movement, or they have shown the difference of races. Means this man is rich and this man is poor, and that's why there is the crisis between the poverty and the richness. That is called the main theme, and such novels are there on the life of the racial people. And in this way we have got these novels, very different novels we have got with the help of this dialogue and setting. Thus the novelist should present the lively picture in the novel. It means that the literary critic says that, or all the literary critics say that the novelist role is very important, and that's why the novelist should present, means should write, or he should show, or he should conceive the stories. He should write the stories, lively stories, means his stories should be real stories, exact stories. Those stories should be based on reality, that is actual picture should be there, that is called lively picture, and that's why the novelist should present the lively picture in the novel. So those novels should be very realistic novel, whatever the setting may be. Whatever the setting may be, it means that if the setting is different type of setting, but that novel should be the real novel, lively novel, or that novel should be a common novel, or that novel should be liked by all people in the society. That is called lively pictured novel, and that's why the novelist should present a lively picture in the novel, whatever the setting may be, because the setting can be various type of, or the setting can be different type of, but actually the theme, or actually the picture of the novel should be very real. That is, lively picture should be there. That is the main point, and the theme can be any type of there. Thus, the dialogue is important to make the setting, time, and action successful. It means that today's our second lecture depends on the dialogue, and so in the conclusion we have taken that the dialogue is very important to make the setting and time and action successful in the novel. Today we finished the part second of the dialogue. We will see the next part in the next lecture. Thank you very much.